Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader for the Nintendo GameCube. You can keep your X-Wings and your TIE Fighters and your X-Wing versus TIE Fighters. If you want some intense Star Wars dogfighting, Rogue Squadron is where you need to go. One of Rogue Leader's great strengths is its ability to put you right in the movies. You have all the classic space battles from the original trilogy recreated in meticulous detail, with many cutscenes replicating the movie shot for shot. So now it's you making the final shot in the Death Star Trench or tangling AT-ATs in the Battle of Hoth, and in the grand finale, you have to protect the Rebel fleet from impossible odds at the hard-as-nails Battle of Endor. In between these are a number of original missions which fill out some of the backstory, such as rescuing prisoners from the Maw, or even infiltrating the Imperial Academy to steal the shuttle for Luke, Leia, etc. to use in their approach of the shield generator. You even get some bonus missions like manning one of the Millennium Falcon's turrets to escape the Death Star. During the game you can take control of a staggering number of craft, including the legendary X-Wing, Boba Fett's ship Slave 1, and of course the Naboo starfighter. You can even unlock Imperial craft. They all handle differently and have unique abilities, like the X-Wing being able to lock its wings together for extra speed, or the Millennium Falcon's self-aiming turrets. Missions usually require to destroy certain targets or protect allies from Imperial forces, but occasionally the game throws something different to you. Take the shuttle heist for example. During the day you have to fly your Y-Wing through some twisting canyons, disabling sensor arrays so you can approach the base undetected. But turn your GameCube on after dark and things change. Now you're flying a snowspeeder and have to use the fog to hide yourself. Or how about stealing a TIE fighter and casually flying all the way in? I challenge anyone to find me another flying game where there's a stealth section. The presentation in the game is very impressive, what with the clips from the movies and the menus and the excellent blend of the classic soundtracks and original themes used throughout the game. It even expands on the old ship selection screen by allowing you to control your pilot wandering around the hangar, even controlling Darth Vader wearing what appears to be a lampshade. And check out the graphics on the game. In the lead up to release, eager gamers were teased with shots directly comparing the game to the original movie footage, and once it came out we weren't disappointed. It may not look like much today, but Rogue Leader is one of the most graphically accomplished games for the GameCube, which is amazing when you consider it was a launch title. On the downside, the game doesn't exactly go all out when it comes to the original voice cast. The back of the box will proudly tell you that it features the voice of Dennis Lawson, the original Wedge Antilles. Still, his thoroughly bored-sounding performance was obviously enough to impress the makers of Holby City, so who am I to judge? Another interesting feature is the ability to direct your wingmen using the D-pad, giving instructions to stick in formation or attack specific targets. For the most part this works well, allowing you to get them to either help you with the current objective or provide cover while you get on with it, although in some occasions they'll constantly badger you asking for instructions. You can also tell them to flee, although I can't imagine why you'd ever need to do that. Whilst the missions can be difficult enough on their own, the real challenge of the game comes from earning medals. At the end of each successful mission you're given a ranking based on how long you took, your shooting accuracy, how much you use your targeting computer and so on, and getting the gold can be very tough. Even more replay value is added by the technology upgrades hidden in the levels. Once found, these have a permanent effect on your ships and bestow bonuses like an extra layer of shielding or equipping the cluster missiles with a very useful homing function. Being very much an arcade-style flyer, the controls aren't really what you call realistic. Your ship can turn with surprising swiftness, and compared to the first Rogue Squadron on the N64, where I was bullseyeing Womp Rats from a surprising distance, the aiming in Rogue Leader can be a touch sensitive. You may also notice that your ship will move a bit strangely at times, particularly in the space missions, where it seems to be reacting to gravity from a surface that isn't there. In the later missions, where you need to stick to a very tight area of the environment, you may find yourself fighting the controls, but light touch and practice will see you right. So, is Rogue Leader worth playing today? Definitely yes. Pick up the game if you see it, or alternatively get Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike, which allows you to go through the entirety of Rogue Leader in co-op. The then revolutionary graphics have faded with time, but are still impressively close to the movies, and this is one of the best ways still available to live out the fantasy of being Lando Calrissian flying the Millennium Falcon through the superstructure to save the galaxy. Thumbs up.